Hello and welcome to another free code session. My name is Jason Bach, and I realized I completely messed up in the last episode. I got off camera and I was thinking about stuff and I went, oh, wait a minute. Hold the phone. I really did not do what I was intending to do. So it's not a big deal. And I've fixed it up already, which may make this episode short because we have to get to actually referencing it as a project, not a package. That will be the second thing. But anyway, what I did wrong is, hold on. What I did wrong is I was actually generating code that relied upon Humanizer being referenced in the referencing project. That's not what I'm trying to do here. What I want to do, because the documentation even says that, well, at least for packages, it's really simple. You know, it's like you just do things normally or something like that. Anyway, the thing is I need it referenced for my internal work because I was doing camel casing on parameters, and that was being put in the generated code. The generated code and what was referencing it didn't need to know anything about Humanizer. So I messed that up. That was my fault. So that was one thing. And so I went back into the generator and actually we can clean some stuff up, and I'll talk about that in a moment. But what I did is I said, okay, we do to camel case this type name self and then type name camelize. So all we're going to do is say, if you give us a reference of a particular type, we're just going to give you the camel cased version of the name. That's it. Okay. But this is the generator actually using Humanizer, using that package internally. And I also needed to make sure here that I still have generate property path in this. That's for the package. Okay. But we're still referencing this. It's a private asset, which makes sense because it's with the package itself. I would assume if I go into here and I take off the reference here to Humanizer, it would not work because, in fact, I'll do that in just a second. Well, I'll do that. We'll run this test, and I bet we're going to get something that says we don't know what Humanizer is or whatever. At least that would be my expectation. But I could be wrong on that. There's so much I'm wrong about all this stuff. Oh, it passed. Well, that's even better. Okay. Whatever. Okay, so that'll work. I'm just going to, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to shut down and start up again because I don't believe anything. I don't believe anything anymore in this stuff. That is the problem if I start getting into like doing experiments, because I'll start to be a little bit loose on how I code and how I structure things and where I put things, and that's not really a good thing to do. So we have source here. Okay, that's the one I want. Sure. We're going to open it because it's somewhere. I know it is. It's right here. Yay, Visual Studio. Okay. Where was I? I don't even remember what I was just talking about. I don't know. Things, stuff, issues, whatever. Okay, so we're going to just run this test quick, and then I'm going to talk about a couple of other things, but then we're going to get into the heart of it. The heart of, you're bound to a command. You're always bound to a command. What is this binding stuff that Visual Studio just cannot get past? I won't go there. Can we do RT? Yes, now you can. You're going to take probably 20 seconds to actually get it to build. It's a Sunday morning. I've got my coffee going, so that's a good thing. I don't know if I've ever shown this mug. I have so many mugs, and I don't know if I ever like talk about where these are all from. I want to be careful because I don't want to spill this, but that says Bear Country, USA. It's a place in like the southern part of South Dakota. My family took a vacation there. I think it was like 2 or 3 years ago. Probably more like 4 at this point, but anyway. Got to see Mount Rushmore and all these other things, and yay, passed. All right. Got to see Mount Rushmore and a whole bunch of things. And there was a place there called Bear Country, and it was this big park that you could drive your car around very slowly and see all these animals. And there was a place where there are bears, literal bears walking around. And I mean, you're in a fenced in area. Like your car goes through and then you go through. And so, you know, it is fenced in, and the bears don't attack the cars. You know, you don't get out of your car and you just leave them alone and they leave you alone. But it's kind of cool though to walk around and see or not walk around, drive around and see these bears. So that's where I got the mug from. Anyway, so yeah, this passes now. So that's all good. Now there's a couple things that you may notice is that I'm actually using C# 10.NET 6 things because I got frustrated. And I said, how do you actually do this reference assemblies thing? And so I went over, I believe it's here, and let me put this link in because I'm going to forget it if I don't. That's all my notes for when I create the videos. So I looked up, how are they doing like .NET 5 and stuff like that? And I looked up .NET 6. You can tell they haven't changed it for the final release because it's still saying release candidate 1. But I'm like, is it as easy as this? And I went, let's try it. And sure enough, that works. And it works to the point where you can now start doing like this. This is a C# 10 thing, .NET 6 thing. And I can do this, and that works. And so I could do all these things that are now in .NET 6. I think in auto destruct, it's actually, now that I'm going to go back and say, well, I can now write my code so I can test it so that it does just .NET 6 only things. And I could change the source generator so that it could detect what, you know, the target the client using and generate code based on that. But if I remember from one of my previous videos, I said I want it to be .NET 6.0 only. So now I could actually do that. Interesting. Anyway, the problem is that I'm starting to do all these little like changes. There was the other thing that I was putting nullable enable in and that wasn't working for some reason. I don't know why, but it wasn't. So anyway, it's as easy as doing this. So I don't know really what this is doing or what it's referencing or how it's getting what it's doing, but it just works. And you know, working is half the battle. so I'm like, okay, cool. We got that. We got this working now. And so the point is, this is good. Now what we need to do is get this to reference from a project such that we can call on an instance of any class, we can call toCamelCase and it will just work. Okay. And this is where the problem has always become in. Now, one other thing I remember is this guy, Jonathan, there was another, like I did this one thing a while ago for WebAssembly and he forked it and he put in here some things that you needed to do on the source. Like he did copy local lock. So I want to look at this and see target framework is packable, suppress terminating packaging. So I want to basically have all these things in. So, you know, and this one, I don't know what that is. I think these are the ones he put in, and then these are the ones that I had. And, yeah. So let's kind of, because this is experimentation, let's kind of look at what we have over here and say experiments. Okay. So we have the target framework. We say is packable is true. I don't really know if that's necessary, but I'm just going to say sure. I'm actually going to do that. So we're going to actually take these out. And I think if I remember right, these are ones that we are already doing in most of our projects. Like assembly name, continuous description, embed and track sources, generate package on build, include symbols, package ID, sure. I know we don't need all that. Package version, probably we don't have one yet. Repository, don't have anything yet. Okay, so we're going to just use what he has up here and keep it separate. Okay, except we don't need to target SAMR framework. Okay, so is packable is true. Suppress dependencies when packing, true. Generate package on build. We already have that. So we don't need that. Development dependency, true. I don't know what that is. Include build output, false. Copy local lock files, false, sure. Suppress dependence, no package analysis. A lot of these I'm going to have to eventually look up and go, what in the world do these mean? You know, because I have no idea what they actually mean. And then we do generate property path, which we're already doing. You change that, you put that down there. We're already doing that, and we're already doing that. Except we say visible is false. And he doesn't actually do that. I am just going to follow what he is doing as best as I can, to the best of my abilities. Okay. All right. Now, if we just say build this one, what happens? Does it all? Yeah, it blows up. The targeted ad generated output does not exist in the project. Oh. Okay. Well, we'll do that. Shift F6. The attribute name and element 31. Did I miss something here? Oh, it's a oh, okay. Yeah. And then we'll do there. Reload the project. And then let's come back over here. What do you... Wait. No. That's no. I think it got confused. I needed to save it and it... Target, come on. No. File save. Now you should be able to reload it. Yes, okay. So let's do that. Let's say build. What are you going to fail on this time? Cannot create a package that has no dependencies nor content. Well, what he has up here, we do generate package on build. Yeah, this is where I think I'm going to have to just stop, publish all this, put it out in GitHub and just say, hey, Jonathan, I'm just trying to do this so I can isolate this and follow it as best as I can. And let's just play with this a little bit more, but I'm rapidly getting to a spot where NuGet is completely going to decimate me. The package being saved does not contain any package references, assemblies, or framework references, but it does. It's referencing that. And I don't know, like if I include it in the pack here, is that actually going to say... Or is it going to give, is that like not even it? Yeah, that has nothing to do with it. So, yeah. I don't know. Let's close this. Where did I... Here, okay. So these are, other than the target, for, you know, now I'm just going to do exactly what he's saying. Target framework. Suppress dependencies when packing. Okay. He's got a package ID here, which we do. Generate package on build. Yeah, and then None of that should matter. So this is literally exactly what he has, except the pack and the visible are still there. I said build. I thought I said build, but maybe I didn't. Yeah. Let's just take these off. And it may be true that while I'm writing this, I'm missing something that I should be seeing and I'm just not seeing it. So no, I don't want to run a test. I want to rebuild. I can't tell if that's my son that's up or if there's like an animal in my roof. I can't tell. Weird. I was hearing scratching sounds. That's kind of bizarre. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to cut this episode here because there's obviously something I'm not doing right. And I think it's just best to say, here it is. Put it out on a GitHub and have Jonathan look at it and hopefully tell me what it is that I'm doing wrong. And hopefully in the next episode, I'm not going to come back to this until I can at least get this to build. And then the problem is though, is that if I want to reference it as a project here, hopefully then the thing is it should just work then, right? But it may not. So I don't know. Anyway, that's where I'm going to end this and hopefully make some progress offline. Thank you all for watching. Leave comments and questions below. See you in the next episode.